Hey guys, welcome back to Homework Help for Year 5, Term 2, Week 3. Page 7, question 1 says, find the surface area of a cube with sides 3 centimeters. So imagine you have a cube. Not the best drawing, and the sides are 3 centimeters, which means that length, width, and height will be 3 centimeters. You want to find a surface area, you need to find the area of each face. But the thing with the cube is that each face all have the same area. So let's find the area of one of the faces. So one of the faces area is going to equal to 3 times 3, which equals to 9 centimeters squared. And the cube has how many faces? It has 6 faces. So to find the total surface area, we're going to say 6 times 9, and that's going to equal to something centimeters squared. And that's your answer for the first one. Now, if the cube had a side of 4 centimeters, so again you have your cube, and this time it's 4 centimeters each side. So the total surface, so let's find the area of one face. Area of one face is equal to 4 times 4, which equals to 16. So a cube has 6 faces. So 6 times 16. And you can find the answer there. And you have to put the answer in centimeters squared. Question 2. A piece of plywood was cut so its length was 18 meters by 14 meters. What is the area of the wood? So imagine you have a piece of wood there. And it was 18 meters by 14 meters. To find the area, we multiply the length by the width. So that will be 18 times 14. And the answer is going to be in meter squared. So find out what the answer is. The next one says, if it is priced at $3 per square meter, find the total cost. So whatever the answer you got for part A, okay, what are we going to do? How are we going to find the total cost? Now the question says that 1 square meter is going to cost you $3. And you have a certain amount of square meters. So something squared meter is going to cost you some amount of money. How do we find it out? Alright, actually, I might have to just do this one here. Actually, no, I'm not going to. I'm going to let you do it. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take that amount that you found in part A. Okay, we're going to times it by $3. And you can get the answer. Question 3. A book had a length of 5 centimeters and a width of 10 centimeters. So I like to draw just a little diagram to show us what's going to happen. Here you got a book of 5 centimeters and 10 centimeters, and it says what's the area of the book? You can find the area. That's the length times the width. Okay, question 4. A rectangular swimming pool was 9 meters wide with a surface area of 90 square meters. So imagine you have a swimming pool and it was 9 meters wide. Let me see, 9 meters wide and certain amount of meters long. You need to find out how long it is. It has an area of 90 square meters squared. So what's this length or width? What 9 times what will give me 90? You can figure that out easy. Question 5. An envelope from the post office is 3 meters wide with a total area of 30 square meters. So you have an envelope, okay, and it's 3 meters wide and it has an area of 30 meters squared. So how long, or in this, it says what is the height of the envelope, but let's just say how long it is there. So 30 times what is, sorry, 3 times what gives me 30? Easy question. Question 6. The area of my rectangular garden is 72. So you have a rectangular garden, so I draw a rectangle. Okay, and okay, that doesn't look exactly like a rectangle, but imagine that it is. Now, you have an area of 72 meters squared. What is the perimeter of the garden if one of the sides is 6 meters? So let's say this one is 6 meters. This also must be 6. It says find the perimeter. Perimeter equals to what? Okay, so we know that the area is 72. We have the width, we need to find the length. If you want to find the perimeter, you need that length. Okay. So 6 times what will give me 72? Well, I know 6 times 12 is going to be 72. So now that you have the length is 12, let me just rub this part out here. 6 times 12, 6 meters and 12 meters. You can easily find the perimeter using this, okay? Alright, so that page is done. Let's go to the next page. Okay, I'm going to increase the color. It's a bit too light, perhaps. Okay. Question 7. A book had a length of 5 inches and a width of 8 inches. What's the perimeter of the book? So just draw the book. Oh, a bit too much there. So imagine you have a book. Okay, and the book was 5 inches by 8 inches. So what's the perimeter? Well, that's going to be 8, that's going to be 5. Perimeter is just the length of all the outsides add together, so you can do that easily. Question 8. A rectangle has an area of 27 square centimeters. So I'm going to draw a rectangle. Okay. And it has an area of 27 centimeters squared. What is the perimeter of the rectangle if the length is 9 centimeters? So this is 9 centimeters. Okay, from there to there. This must also be 9. So the area is 27. Now to find the perimeter, we need the width of this rectangle. So to find the width, we can use the area and the length to find the width, because we know that the length times width equals to area. Area is 27. 27 equals the length, which is 9. 9 times the width. So 9 times something is 27. This has to be 3. 9 times 3 is 27. So now you have the width is going to be 3 and the length is 9. Now you can find the perimeter. The perimeter, we're just going to add all the sides together. 9 plus 3 plus 9 plus 3. Get the answer. Question 9. A school playground is in the shape of a square. Okay, school playground in the shape of a square. Oh, there's no square here. Alright. Good enough. Alright, imagine that's a square. Let me see. Has a perimeter of 40 meters. So, this square has a perimeter of 40 meters. So, if you do 40 divided by 4, you're gonna get the length of each side. Because if we add all of these four even numbers, we get 40. So that means 40 divided by 4. So that means each side has to be 10 meters. Because 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 will give you 40. Okay. It says find the area of the playground. Okay, well, to find the area, we just multiply the sides together. 10 times 10. You can find the answer there. 10 times 10. Leave your answer in meter squared, please. Question 10. A ceiling measuring 5 meter by 12 meter is to be repainted. Each tin of paint will cover 4 square meters. So let's do the part A. What is the area of the ceiling? Well, the ceiling is a rectangle. So here's the ceiling. Okay, let's fix that up a bit. So that's a rectangle. The ceiling is 5 meters by 12 meters. So how do you find the area? Area is length times width, so 5 times 12. Get the answer. Question B. How many tins will be needed to paint the whole ceiling? So I'm going to have to help you with this one. So the first one, question A is going to be 60 meter squared. Question B says how many tin? Now, 1 tin will cover 4 square meters. So imagine this is about 4 square meters. This is how much 1 tin will paint. Okay, so how many tins you're gonna need? You're gonna need what? Okay, I don't know how many, but to work it out, we just have to take 60 square meters. That's how much area we have altogether, and then we're going to divide it by 4 square meters to see how many tins. You can work that out. Now the question C says, if 1 tin costs $11, how much will it cost to paint the ceiling? So you're going to have certain amount of tins, some amount of tins there, and that so if 1 tin is going to equal to $11, right? 2 tins gonna cost you $22, isn't it? 3 tins will be $33, and so on. You need a certain amount of tins, and that comes from question B there. Okay, you need this amount of tins. So how much money do you need to pay altogether? Well, just do the working out. That is that amount of tins times 22. So whatever that number is, okay, just times it by 22. That's not a 0, by the way. That's supposed to represent some number. Let's rub it out. Okay, question 11. The floor of a laundry is 5 meters long and 200 centimeters wide. Oh, we have a lot of space to draw here, so maybe I'll do this one here. Yes, rectangle. Awesome. So this is the floor, and it is 5 meters long and 200 centimeters wide. It is to be tiled with square tiles of, okay, so here's a tile. Here's a tile. This is 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters. Now so this is a tile, let me just label that. Question A says, what's the area in centimeters squared? What is the area in meters squared? Okay, so it's asking really for the area of the floor, okay, even though it doesn't say it, but I'm sure that's what it means. Okay, so the area of the floor is, you got area is equal to 5 meters times, this is 200 centimeters, so let's change it to meters. That's 2 meters. So 5 meters by 2 meters, so 5 times 2. That's going to equal to 10 meter squared. So we found the area in meters squared, and they also want the area in centimeters squared. Okay, so there's a couple of ways you can convert 10 meters squared into centimeters squared if you know the conversion rate. Or you can just go back to this question and say, okay, I'm going to use the centimeters, and I'm going to change the top one into centimeters, which is 500 centimeters. So the area is going to be 500 centimeters times by 200 centimeters, and that will give you your centimeters squared. So you can do 500 centimeters times 200 centimeters, and that'll give me 10 with 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 100,000 centimeters squared. Okay. How many tiles will be needed? Oh, sorry. How many tiles will be needed? Tile the floor. Tile the whole floor. Okay, that sentence didn't make much sense. But basically, it says how many of these tiles will be required to fill this whole floor. So the way we do that is we need to know the area of the floor. The area of the floor is 100,000 centimeters squared. What's the area of the tile? The area of the tile area is equal to 10 times 10, and that's equal to 100 centimeters squared. So how many of these 100 centimeters squared is going to fit into 100,000 centimeters squared? How do you find out how much a certain number fits into another certain number? For example, I'll do it as a simple example here. How many twos will go into let's say 8. How do we find out? We say 8 divided by 2 equals 4. There's 4 of those 2's going to 8, right? So same thing here. How many of the 100s centimeters squared will go into 100,000? So we divide it. We take 100,000, okay, and we divide it by 100. Just like we did this one here. This is a simple example here I did here. So we do the same thing. So when you divide, I like to put into a fraction because I can cross out the zeros. 1 from the top, 1 from the bottom, 1 from the top, 1 from the bottom. Okay, so you're left with 1,000 over 1. Now any number over 1 is just a whole number. So 1,000 over 1 it just means it's 1,000. So that means the question says how many tiles? Well, you need 1,000 tiles. Question C, if it comes in packs of 10, how many packets will be needed? So one packet is going to have 10 tiles. So how many packets do you need? Well, we need 1,000 tiles. Each packet is 10 tiles. How many packets? So we take 1,000, you divide it by 10, just like the question B. You divide it to see how many of the packets go into will make up 1,000 tiles. Cross the zeros, and you get 100 over 1, which is 100 packets. Ran out of room. Give me a second. So that's gonna be 100 packets. Now, if one packet costs $4, how much will it cost to tile the entire floor? So one packet's gonna cost you $4. 2 packets gonna cost you $8. The question is, how much packets do you need? You need 100 packets. So 100 packets gonna cost you how much? This is a simple question. I think you can work this one out by yourself. It's just a simple multiplication, okay? Let's go to the next page. All right. Question 12 says, one side of the cube has the area 3,600 centimeters squared. Find the length of the cube in centimeters squared. One side of the cube has the... Oh, okay. Find the length. Okay, so you have a cube. Okay. So there's your cube. Now one of the areas, so let's say this area here, the area equals to 3,600 centimeters squared. So what is the length of this cube? How long is the side length? So we know that the area is calculated by multiplying the side lengths together. So something times something equals to 3,600. Now this is a big number. So let's look at the 36. Ignore the zeros for now. What number multiplies itself to give you 36? Okay, so let's try some numbers. 4 times 4 is 16. Nope. 5 times 5 is 25. Can't be. 6 times 6 is 36. So we know that it's gonna be 6. Okay, so let's put in 6. Now let's put in a 0 each to see if that works. Does 60 times 60 give me 3,600? Indeed it does. So therefore each side length equals to 60 centimeters. And that's the area. And that's the answer for that one. Okay, question 13. A paddock has an area of 4 hectares. So you have a paddock. Okay. Yes. And this one has an area of 4 hectares. And the length of 500 meters. So 500 meters. What's the width? Okay, so the width, I'm just gonna call it W for width. Okay, so 5. To find the area of this paddock, we say area equals to length times width. So that's 500 times the width, and it gave us to us is 4 hectares. Now these are different units. This is meters and this is hectares. So how about we change this one into meters squared, and that will be, at least they're similar in a sense, so we can compare them. So 1 hectare is equal to, let's remember that one hectare is equal to 10,000 meters squared. Okay, so 4 hectares is going to equal to 40,000 meter squared, right? So let's go back to this equation here. We got 500 times something is equal to 40,000 meters squared. So how do you find that something? Well, to find out what the length of the width, how long the width is, we're gonna take this number and divide it by this number, and we're gonna get what W is. We need that width, okay? So it's gonna equal to 40,000. Let's put it into a fraction when we divide. Divided by 500. First thing I like to do is cross out the zeros. 1 from the top, 1 from the bottom, 1 from the top, 1 from the bottom. So all in all, you have 400 divided by 5, okay? You can do that by yourself. You can just do 400 divided by 5 like this, and you can get the answer. Okay. Question 14. Find in meters squared the area of a square of a side 100. Well, let me read that again. Find in meters squared the area of a square of a side of 150 centimeters. So let me draw a square first. Hopefully this turns into a square. Nope, it didn't. Try again. Come on, work. Yes, there we go. Alright. So there's your square. Now we have the length. The side length of this square is 150 centimeters. Each side is 150 centimeters. Now the area, it says find the area of this square in meters squared. So the area is going to equal to side times side. So that's 150 centimeters times 150 centimeters. Okay, you can work out what that is. And then you need to convert that into meters squared. So whatever answer you get, it's gonna be in centimeters squared, right? Then you're gonna convert that centimeter squared into meters squared. Into meters squared. How do we convert it to meters squared? Well, we need to understand that 1 meter squared is equal to 10,000 centimeter squared. Remember this. So whatever answer you get for this part, alright, and you want to convert it, you're going to have to divide it by 10,000. So for example, if you got, let's say, 20,000 centimeters squared, you divide it by 10,000, you get 2. That's equal to 2 meters squared. Make sense? Okay. That was just an example. That's not the answer. Okay, you can work out the answer by multiplying 150 by 150 to get that answer there. Okay. Moving on to question 15. Find in centimeters squared the area of a rectangle with the width of 6 meters and a length of 8 meters. Let's draw a rectangle. Yes, got it. Great. Okay. Now it says this is 6 meters and this is 8 meters. Find in centimeters squared. So we need to find the area, but in centimeters squared this time. So the area is going to be length times width. This is your length and this is your width. So area is equal to length times width, which equals to 6 meters times 8 meters, which is going to be 6 times 8 is 48 meters squared. Alright, so we got the area. Area equals to 48 meters squared. But they don't want it in meters squared, they want it, say, find in centimeters squared. So we need to convert this one into centimeters squared. So something. Now remember that 1 meter squared is equal to 10,000 centimeters squared. So you need to change this one into centimeters squared. Okay, so how do we do that? We multiply by 10,000 and you get the answer. Because from 1 meter squared to centimeters squared, we multiply by 10,000. So we're going to do the same thing to this 48 meters squared. Alright, that should be that one. Let's go to the next page. Last page. Alright, here we go. Okay, first question is 3.8 minus 1.8. So you want to minus this, so 3.8 minus 3.7. What am I saying? Rub out. 3.7 minus 1.8. Make sure the decimal place is in the same column, and then you can take away to get the answer. Question 2. If you want to multiply this, okay, now this is, I'm going to rewrite this over here. 3 over 4 times it by 4. 4 is a whole number, so one thing you need to remember is that for when you want to change a whole number into a fraction, 4 is a whole number, you got to put it in over 1. So if we multiply by 7, it'll be 7 over 1, okay? So now we just multiply the numbers, the top numbers together and the bottom numbers together, and then you simplify it. But actually, you know what? Look at this. This is a multiplication, right? I can see that there's a 4 here and there's a 4 here, and I can simplify that. Okay, so can you guys simplify that and then get for me the answer? Question 3. Question 3 says 5 times 81 equals to what? Okay, just do long multiplication there. Just do 5 times 81. Get the answer. Question 4. Okay, we're going to do quick method. 25 times 4. We know that 25 times 4 will give me 100. Give us 100. So 25 times 40 must be 10 times larger because the 40 is 10 times larger than 4. So it's going to be, the answer is going to be 10 times larger. So it's not 100, it's 1,000. And then you have, so this times this is 1,000, right? That's 1,000. And then you times it by 76. So I'm pretty sure you can figure out what that is. So that's going to be 76 times it by the 1,000 and you can get the answer. Next question, you have 4.5 plus with 3 over 4. Okay, so let's look at the whole numbers. 4 plus with nothing, it's just 4. Okay, so the whole numbers we get is 4. Now let's look at the fractions. you got a half plus with 3 over 4. Okay, so we need, when we're adding fractions, remember to make the denominator, or I call it the bottom number, the same. So at the moment 1 is over 2, the other one's over 4. So we need to make them the same. So what number can be divided by 2 and 4? Obviously 4. So we're going to make them both into 4. This will be a 4, this will be a 4. Now since this one's already over 4, we leave it as with a 3 on top there. So that will be a 3 over 4. Now to turn a 2 into a 4, we must multiply by 2. So we multiply the top by 2 and you get 2 over 4. Add it together, you get 5 over 4. Okay, we're almost there. So we have a whole number of 4 and we have a fraction of 5 on 4. But the fraction, we can't leave it as 5 on 4. This is an improper fraction. So you must change it to a proper fraction. So 5 on 4 is 1 and 1/4. So now we combine that with the whole number. So what's 4 plus with 1 and 1/4? The answer is 5 and 1/4. There you go. Next one. All right, you have to find the pattern. It looks like it's going down, but it's not going down that quickly. So it's just going down moderately evenly. So I believe it's going to be a minus. Now you have to figure out what minusing what. What's the difference between these two numbers? What are we minusing by? Okay. One way to find out is just take this number minus this number. See what the difference is. So we can say 863 take away 752. You're going to get 1, 1, 1. That means from here to here, we take away 1, 1, 1. Okay. And then if we take away 1, 1, 1 again and we get this number, we know that the pattern is going to be just minusing 1, 1, 1. So let's test it out. 7, 5, 2. If I take away 1, 1, 1 and I get 6, 4, 1, then we're good. Okay, so we got 1, we got 4, we got 6. That means that we're just taking away 1, 1, 1. So take away 1, 1 again, and then take away 1, 1, 1 again, and find out what that answer is. To find out the last number there. Now question 7. 270 divided by 27. That's a bit that's an easy one, I think. 270 looks like it's how many times larger than 27, and then you get the answer there. Now the next one, question 8, says 12 times $1.50. Okay. One way you can do this is we're gonna write that here. So 12 times $1.50. Okay. What you can do is you're gonna think of this. Okay, I'm gonna move the decimal place to the right to make it a 15. So we're gonna have 15 times 12 instead of 1.5 times 12. Now, whatever the answer you get, you're gonna move the decimal place back one move. Okay, so let's do 12 times 15 first. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 1 is 3. Is it magical 0? 15. So that's a 180. Decimal place is here. Now we're gonna move decimal place back one position. So it's gonna be from here. It's gonna be over here. So the answer is 18. Question 9. What is 1/4 of 3/4? Okay. Now the word of in mathematics translates into times. So the question really is, what is 1/4 times 3/4? So can you do that? 1/4 times 3/4. Work that out. Okay, it's not too hard. Now question 10 says last week's temperature was all of these. What was the average daily temperature? Okay, for those of you who don't know how to do the average, to find the average of a bunch of numbers, how many numbers we got here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 7 numbers. Okay, so we got 7 numbers. To find the average of all of these 7 numbers, we need to add them up. So add all numbers. And then we need to divide it by how many numbers? We got 7 numbers, so we divide it by 7. That's how the averages work, okay? Average is the total of all numbers. Of all numbers divided by how many numbers we got. So that's just what we're doing. We're gonna add all the 7 numbers up and then we divide it by 7. So you can do that on your own. Question 11. 0.7 times by 1. Here we go. See, of means times. So what the question is really asking is what's 0.7 times 1.4? And the answer is going to be in dollars, okay? So when you want to multiply decimals, you got to use this neat little trick. And what we do with this trick is that I'm going to get rid of the decimal. I'm going to do 7. Actually, I'm going to rewrite this up here. Okay, so I want to get to the point where I'm going to do 7 times 14. I don't want to do decimals. I just want to multiply 7 and 14. So let me see what 7 times 14 looks like first. 7 times 4 is 28. 1 times 7 is 7 plus 2 is 98. So I'm going to get the answer is 90. Hold on. 98. With decimal place at the very end there. Okay, now to get from 0.7, let me color this in blue. So to get from 0.7 to 7, I have to move the decimal place to the right how many times? 1 time. And to get 1.4 to 14, I must move the decimal place to the right 1 time as well. So altogether, I move the decimal place to the right 2 times, right? So for my answer, I must move the decimal place back 2 times. So let's do that. Before we do that, let's put in some zeros. Let's put in some zeros to see where the decimal place is going to land. So at the moment, decimal place is right here. Okay, let's move it back. 1, 2. So now it's going to be here. So the answer is going to be 0.98. Okay. Alrighty. Move on to the next question. 6 minutes, 45 seconds times 8. Okay. How about we do this one step at a time? Alright, I'm gonna have to rub some of this stuff out. Got no more room. Alright. So 6 minutes. So let's do minutes. 6 minutes times 8. What's that? 6 8s are 48. It's 48 minutes. Now let's do 45 seconds times 8. You get the answer there. And then it's gonna change it to minutes as well. Well, let's see. What's 45 seconds times 8? Let's see. 8 times 45. What's that? 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 4 is 32. 32 plus 4 is 36. You're going to get 360 seconds. Alright. Now you need to add these two together to find a total. Alright. But first, we need to change this one into minutes. How many minutes is in 360 seconds? So do 360, each minute is 60 seconds, so divide by 60. That's going to give you 6 minutes. So really, you got 48 minutes plus with the 6 minutes. What's the time altogether? Alright, work it out. Question number 13, 95% as a fraction. When you want to put something into a fraction, you say the number over 100. So it'll be 95 over 100. But you must simplify this, so get the simplified number, please. You can do that on your own.
Starting schedule cleaning.
Oh no. Question 14, hold on. Hey Google, send Jarvis to the dock. Okay, one moment. Yeah, there we go.
Pause. Going back to the dock.
Okay, that was annoying. Okay, sorry about that. Let's get back to the question. Question 14. If 1/5 of a number is 6, what is 2/3 of it? Okay, so you need to find the number first. So imagine you have, this is your number. Oh, okay. So imagine this. So it says that 1/5 of this number. So imagine that's your number. So 1/5 of the number. So 1/5 of the number is 6. So imagine this is 6. This is 1/5 of the number, right? This is 1/5. So that means that the whole number must be how much? Can you work that out? 1/5 is 6. So the whole number is how much? It's gonna be, the whole number is this much. The whole thing. So work it out. What's 6 times 5? 5 times 6. Okay, then you get the whole number. Then you need to find 2/3 of the number. So if the number, okay, I'll just say it. The number is gonna be 30. Okay. So now we need to find out what 2/3 of 30 means. Of is times 30 is 30 over 1. Work it out what that is. Okay. Question number 15. What is the area of a paddock measuring 200 meters long and 50 meters wide? Okay, so a paddock is going to be this rectangle. Okay, and it is 200 meters. Oh, that means this is 200 meters long and 50 meters wide. So find the area. This is a simple area of a rectangle. You can find the area by multiplying length and width, and I'll leave that to you. And leave it in meters squared. Question 16. Change to a mixed numeral. Okay. So 19 over 8, you can change that to a mixed numeral. How many 8s go into 19? And you can work it out. That'll be a whole number. Remainder, it will be up here, and a fraction will be something over, so something over 8. Okay. Okay. Question 17. If my quotient is 9 and 3/8, what's my dividend? All right. So in order to do this question, you need to understand what these words mean. You need to understand what quotient means and dividend means. All right. So let's just look at some simple. I'm gonna rub this out here. Let's do a simple division. Let's say 8 divided by 2 equals to 4. Okay. Now, this 8, this is called your dividend. This 2 is called the divisor. Divisor. And this 4 is called the quotient. Okay. So the dividend is the first number to be divided. The divisor is how much you're dividing the number by, and the quotient is the result when you're dividing something. Okay. So in here it says my quotient is 9 and 3/8. So what's my dividend? So something is your dividend. Something divided by something, divisor, is equal to your 9 and 3/8. That's your quotient. That's the answer. So how do we find something divided by something? Well, what we can do is we can change this into a improper fraction. Okay. because the improper fraction looks like this. It's something over something. Something divided by something. This is your dividend. And this is your divisor. So 9 and 3/8 equals to what? Change it into your improper fraction, and the top number will be your dividend. Okay? Now I'm gonna rub this out now. All right, next question. Oh, by the way, this is just an example, so it's not the answer or anything. Don't want to confuse you. Question 18. How many degrees in 2.5 right angles? So, now one right angle is gonna be how many degrees? 90 degrees. So what's 2 right angles? Equals to double of 90, which is 180. What's half of a right angle? If one right angle is equal to 90, so half a right angle is equal to 45 degrees. So what happens when you have 2.5? How many degrees altogether? Add them up, get the answer. Question 19. What is the answer when 0.8 is decreased by 0.9? Increase. How did I get decrease? Okay. Increase just means plus, so you're adding 2 decimals. Okay, add that decimal plus that decimal. No fuss. Question 20. If today's date is 20th of March and Joanne's birthday is 9th of May, how many more days until Joanne's birthday? Okay, you can let's have a look at March. So from the 20th of March, how many days in March? January, February, March. 31 days. So there's 31 days in March. So from 20th of March to the end of March, you have 11 days to go. And then April. March, April. How many days in April? That will be 30 days. So there's 30 days in April. 30 days. 11 days. So all of April is 30 days. Now we go to May. Now we go from beginning of April to the 9th of May. We want to stop at the 9th. So that's 9 days. So you want to find how many days from the 20th of March to the 9th of May? Well, we add all these up and you get the answer. Okay, hope that helps.